Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. And if you don't mind, I'll ask you to do a simple task. That's subscribe. Today I'd like to talk about a little something. If you're planning on coming here, please be in reasonable health. Tell you why. If you don't have resources and you end up in the hospital here, you'll get held hostage until you can pay that bill. I got a person right now, a friend of mine, being held hostage. The reason I'm talking about this, if you got a limited source of income, especially if you're at a bare minimum or been able to survive here in the Philippines, you may have a problem. And he does. Fortunately, he's come up with the most of what he needs to get out. But he's still short. And he's being held hostage. You know, it's really a sad situation. And nobody can predict tomorrow. Many things can happen. Now, this is something that came up sudden for him. And it's sad, really it is. Grace and I have decided she's going to go this morning and send the funds so he can actually get discharged out of the hospital. So, you know, each day the bill keeps going up and up and up. And to be honest with you, personally, this is going to put us in a situation. But for the life of me, it's hard for me to say no to good people. And they are good people. So I visit their home on a number of occasions. It's a bare minimum place. It ain't nothing exotic. They have worked hard to get where they're at. They just recently paid their last payment on their land. Their house is still under construction, but at least it's livable. He doesn't have to rent a place. You know, they've come a long way on his basic income. And this is just a hard, cold slap in the face. What can happen? And it could happen to me tomorrow. Who knows? I know there's a lot here in the Philippines. They just would turn their back. I've seen it. I've seen them do it and make rude comments. Well, you know, regardless of what walk of life you're from, regardless of your living standards, everybody deserves to have a piece of happiness, especially when you get in your older days. And being negative to someone that ends up in a situation like this, that's just not right. It's not fair. Not everybody gets the same opportunity. And it's going to be that way throughout eternity. You know, not everybody's going to have the same opportunity. I know from personal experiences. you're not going to have the same opportunities. So it's something I want to make people aware of that may have a future plan of coming here. Now, the cost of living has increased quite a bit here since I've been here. So being able to have resources is getting harder. I can remember a time, Grace and I is a prime example. We sacrificed everything for years in order to have the money to build our house. We done without. We ration food. Limit what we do. I really wished I'd started my channel in the beginning when I was here. I don't know why I didn't. That would give a better picture of life here. We got to do a few things while I've been here, but it's been on a very limited resource. We didn't do anything that would compromise our future or plans. And I've been lucky that my health has held up. Now, I've got a birthday coming up, and Grace and I have discussed it. We're going to make it very limited. This happens to be fiesta time for our community here, and we're going to have to limit our resources so we can help our friend. But that's okay. I feel like it's a good investment. And if the worst comes to worst, I can lay my head down at night and say I did the best I could. Now, I've experienced this in the past with another friend. I helped him through his troubled times right up to the end. And even at the end, I helped. During that time, Grace and I was put in another situation. But we overcome it. And we will overcome it again. I'm not no hero or anything like that. But I have compassion. I have understanding. I just hope that my dear friend gains enough health to be able to do some of the things he wants to do. But I have this underlying feeling, well, you know what I mean. I'm going back on experiences in the past. And I kind of relayed that to him the last visit we had. This is before he went to the hospital. Because he asked me, trying to get inspiration. And I'm the type of person I'll just be honest with you. I'll tell you the truth. I told him what my other friend went through and how quickly he was gone. I did that for a reason. I wanted him to be prepared and not go out and spend every peso he's got so he can have some resource. Well, he didn't get an opportunity to have enough time to do that. They've got him well enough now, stable enough that he can be released, and he's come up with probably 90% of what he needs to get out of the hospital. And we're not talking about $100 here and there. We're talking about several $1,000s he's come up with. But he's still short a few $100s. And so Grace and I are going to do what we feel is best. There's no need to put his wife in turmoil. So we're going to do the right thing. Like I said, there's people out there who would just turn their backs and say, well, he brought it on himself. That's not always true. Good people, sometimes things just don't work out the way they plan. Like I said, I've been fortunate. Now, I'm not as active as I used to be, and I know that. I find it each day is a little more difficult to get in and around about. So I wore my body out in my younger days. Thought I was doing the right thing. Hindsight, I would have done a lot of things differently. But that's just the way life is. Now, Philippines is a wonderful place to be. And I want people to look at this as a negative thing. It's just the way it's set up. They don't, they will hold you hostage at a hospital, especially a private hospital. And especially if you end up in a private room. I don't know how true it is, but I've heard of cases where they've held the body. Well, I do know that's a fact. Because my other friend, it wasn't for us, they would have held his body until final payment was made. Who would believe that? Yeah, I know some people say, well, let me keep the body. It's useless anyway. Well, there's family out there that wants to give that final go away. Try to hold on to some good memories and what that person did for them and the people around them. It's not the ideal of them holding the body. It's what the people around him deserve. They need that closure. But that's life. Folks, just keep in mind that, life don't always give you what you want, and your dreams don't always come true. Fortunately, most of mine have. There's a few more things I want to do. Hopefully I get to. And please forgive me for being absent for a while. It's just so difficult to do a video when you got drainage and you're constantly coughing. And so I've not been doing one due to that fact. And I apologize. I've had this terrible head cold. It's finally let out, especially, when I want to do a video. I've tried several times. And I just, it just didn't want to work with me. It just didn't want to cooperate. But this morning, I got up early enough. I know it's 3:30 right now. So you mean, how early did you get up? Well, I got up early enough to where I get my head cleared out. Well, I can actually do this video. So folks, this is my advice. Enjoy life as much as you can. Because we don't know what tomorrow's bringing. And I really appreciate everyone that watches my videos. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So, When you wake up, smile. Look in the mirror and smile. I do that every morning. That gets your day started. So, and do one little thing for me. Be so kind to subscribe. And thank you again.